Well, here we are, NAMM 2015. We're really fortunate and happy to be standing here at the Moog booth, and we got a chance before his life turns into absolute chaos over the next 3 or 4 days to talk to Gene Stopp, who designed this beautiful new instrument. Well, actually a redesign of an old instrument. But I'm going to let you tell us a little bit about it, how it came out of the refit that you guys did with Keith Emerson and such. Tell us a little bit about how this all came about, the project.
Well, it was back at the end of 2011 when I took the caretaker job of Keith Emerson's modular synthesizer, and in the process of restoring it and repairing it and things like that, I was able to take it completely apart, and I was able to have it at my house so that I could spend large amount of time without being away from my family. And it got to the point where me and the people who were working with me on this project discovered that we could actually have the components fabricated from the original factory documentation, and then we were always in contact with the Moog Music Company, and working together with them, we decided that we should move forward with this project.
Now, his instrument was quite big. My recollection is it filled up literally like a room.
Yeah, it's 4.5 feet tall, about 400 pounds, about almost 5 feet wide. When it's standing up on this stand behind the Hammond organ, it's about 10 or 11 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
The top of it. So there's knobs you can't reach without a step ladder.
So did Keith do any of his signature jumping up and down and all over on his Moog while you guys were there, or?
No, he didn't jump up and down.
Well, it's good to hear he's playing again too. So, but let's talk a little bit about. I know there's 3 flavors. There's the System 55, the 35, and the 15.
Right.
They're in limited run release, correct?
I think so.
Tell us. So this is the 55.
This is a 35.
Oh, this is a 35.
Right.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about the instrument itself and what people can expect that will be purchasing this.
Yes. Okay. Well, the System 35 is a 5 oscillator modular system. It's got 2 slaved oscillators to this oscillator driver, so that's 1 set. There's another oscillator driver and a pair of oscillators here. That's 4 oscillators, and then you have a 5th oscillator here, which is the full range 921. It's useful as either audio VCO in conjunction with the other VCOs, or a wide range modulation source. There's a inductor-based fixed filter bank here, voltage-controlled high-pass filter, voltage-controlled low-pass filter, the famous 904A transistor ladder, 3 VCAs and 3 envelope generators. Down in the console panel area, you've got 2 mixers, you've got a System 35 attenuator panel, and over here you have routing switches for the envelope generators and control voltages to the filter.
Now, as far as like sound sources, the oscillators, you said you actually had the blueprints from all of the obviously original modular pieces. You said you were able to get a lot of this, or at least recreate?
Yeah, we have all of the original factory photographic films for the circuit boards and the front panel graphics. So we can have the circuit boards made that are identical to the original circuit boards, and the front panels.
And that's what you've done here?
That's what we've done.
Okay.
And Dr. Bob Moog, in his wisdom, chose very commercially easy to get parts at the time, and some kind of military grade parts. And even if some of those parts are no longer available through the traditional electronics supply distribution companies, they're certainly available on surplus. And we've found no real restriction on how far we can go with quantities of parts.
Now, as far as the differences between the 55 and the 35 and the 15, what are the main differences that we're going to see? You described the 35, so compare it to the 35.
Okay, the System 15 is a single portable cabinet. It's a Tolex cabinet with a cover with a handle on top. You can carry it around like a suitcase. It's got 3 oscillators, 2 envelope generators, 2 VCAs, fixed filter bank, low pass filter, and some other accessory modules. So it's a lot of power in a really small package. And actually, in the process of building one up, I mean, I've known about these machines for decades, but the actual process of having one in my hands and listening to it and firing it up and calibrating it, I really appreciate the power of the 15. There was a time when I said, oh, it's kind of a glorified Model D, but no, it is massive and it's small. The 35 is an intermediate modular system. It's got a little more power, some more features, a high-pass filter, and more oscillators. The System 55 has more of the core modules, a total of 5 VCAs, 7 VCOs, 5 envelope generators.
So same number of oscillators?
7.
Oh, it has 7. I'm sorry, I thought you said 5.
The sequencer and the sequential switch, the 914 extended range fixed filter bank. So it's actually, it's almost a song in one take. So
no, I've actually, and you guys should definitely go to Moog's site and check out the videos of some of the performances. Actually, I've seen some of the performers are actually here today. Amazing, you know, just soundscapes and songs, literal pieces that are being constructed just on the System 55 itself. So let me ask you this one: what kind of buzz have you been hearing from artists? Are they clamoring at the bit to be able to get these instruments? What's been the excitement level? I know there's been a lot of buzz.
Yes. The most common comment is beautiful, and you're doing the right thing. So that makes me feel good.
Well, also, hopefully we'll see a whole, I mean, because you could see in these pieces a whole type of music that comes out just from this single instrument.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's like, in fact, I was looking online just trying to see if I could find, you know, stuff that was, you know, based on just a single synth, you know, modular synth scenario like this. Because the demos that you see online of the performances, did you guys release the complete performances? Because they were just like snippets from what I saw.
I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's interesting. So when will these pieces be available, and how does somebody go about actually getting it? Do you go directly through a dealer, or do you go directly through
I believe so. Because, I'm actually kind of out of that chain of command.
Let me ask you this then, as a designer, kind of walking in the footsteps with Dr. Moog, what to you, did anything stand out really about the creation process that really just kind of, you know, stands out for you?
Yeah. When you get this deep into a machine, into all the components of a machine, you really get into the head of the designer, and it gets to the point where you start thinking along the same way, and you go to something you haven't done yet, and you already know in advance, you know, what it's going to be like. You anticipate the design. You go, oh, absolutely, I knew this would be this way, and you get a great appreciation for the cleverness and the creativity behind the original creator, and yeah, it's a lot of admiration.
Well, I noticed you guys went a long way to try to really, I mean, even in like the displays, and these are sitting on top of concrete blocks and, you know, just wood cut. You went a long way in really making this instrument beautiful and just like, you know, what you would expect to have come out, you know, back in the day when these were, they first came out in the 70s, wasn't it?
Mid-60s.
Mid-60s?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, they really, you know, just like the gooseneck and all the knobs are very
brass piano hinge.
Yes.
Yeah. We took a look at it and says, can we do this? And we said, well, there's no reason why we can't.
It looks like he did, and the sound is amazing. Like I said, I can't encourage you guys enough to go out there and just go to Moog's site and look at some of these videos and performances. Gene, amazing job, and thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to talk to us.
My pleasure.
Awesome. Musician News, NAMM 2015.